You ever notice how people test you not with words, but with silence? They're not smarter, not richer, not more talented, yet they're always 3 steps ahead. They see opportunities you miss. Let's be honest. In today's world, being smart isn't enough. Everyone has information. Everyone has Google. Very few know how to use what they know. Real intelligence isn't having all the answers. It's knowing what to do when the answer isn't clear. It's staying calm when everyone else loses their mind. Intelligence alone doesn't make you powerful. Strategy does. And this video is about that strategy. The Machiavellian way of thinking that turns awareness into influence, calmness into control, and intelligence into quiet authority. Most people react instantly. Someone insults them, they argue. Someone ignores them, they overthink. Someone succeeds, they get jealous. They're always reacting. The dangerously smart person doesn't react. They pause, they watch, they plan. Every situation is a game, and every person has a weakness. Machiavelli said, "The wise man sees not what is happening, but what is about to happen." That's the secret. It's not about speed, it's about depth. The dangerously smart mind sees the future before it arrives. They understand motives before words. They know which move triggers emotion and which silence creates fear. That's power. Not loudness, not showing off, not emotion. Real power is quiet. Walk into a room and people feel your presence. Not because you speak loud, but because you see more than they do. That's Machiavellian intelligence. Control yourself, your timing, your energy, your reactions. Once you master that, you influence everything around you. Stop chasing validation. Start creating outcomes. Stop arguing. Start observing. Stop proving intelligence. Start acting in ways that make people recognize it without a word. This mindset transforms emotion into clarity, fear into focus, chaos into opportunity. It allows you to stay calm in conflict, strategic under pressure, silent when silence matters most. When others overshare, you listen. When others reveal too much, you hide yours. When attention seekers shout, you disappear and plan your next move. Power moves in silence. Learn it, and you stop being just intelligent. You become untouchable. The clever appear ordinary until they win. This journey is about turning your mind into a weapon nobody sees coming. Say this with me. I move with strategy, not emotion. Drop it in the comments. Today, you don't just learn, you evolve into a strategist. Number 1. The psychology of strategic intelligence. Smart people analyze. Strategic people anticipate. That's the real difference. Intelligence without direction is like a loaded gun without aim. Loud, but useless. Strategic intelligence isn't about memorizing facts. It's about using your mind like a blade. Sharp, quiet, and deliberate. The strongest minds don't just think fast, they think deep. They don't rush to prove anything because they understand that time exposes everything. The moment you rush, you lose control. Machiavelli once said, "A wise man should never let a crisis go to waste." Even chaos has value if you can read it right. Strategic thinkers don't react to confusion. They decode it. When others panic, they plan. When others speak loudly, they listen quietly. When others follow the crowd, they observe the system. That's how they stay ahead. Strategic intelligence is built on observation, not opinion. You must learn to notice what people do, not what they claim. Watch the tone of their voice, the hesitation before they lie, the excitement when they gain something. Human behavior always leaks truth. Most people miss it because they're too busy being emotional. But when you train yourself to slow down, watch patterns, and read intention, you gain control that others can't even sense. Most betrayals don't come suddenly. They arrive slowly, in pieces. through small shifts in energy that emotional people ignore. A strategic mind misses nothing. It listens more than it speaks, waits longer than it acts, and strikes only when the moment is certain. That's why it wins quietly. Strategy is not about constant motion, it's about precision. You don't need to fight every battle. You pick the one that changes everything. When you finally move, it feels effortless. Not because it's easy, but because you already prepared while others were distracted. Strategic intelligence is not coldness, it's control. It's knowing when silence cuts deeper than words, when walking away hurts more than staying, when patience creates power. It's understanding that emotion clouds logic, and logic builds strength. The world runs on impulse, ego, fear, greed, pride. But when you see beyond those impulses, you become untouchable, because no one can manipulate what you've already mastered within yourself. Machiavelli said, "He who controls perception controls reality," and that starts inside your own mind. The moment you learn to think before you speak, to pause before you act, to plan before you react, that's the moment you shift from ordinary to strategic. Say it with me. I don't react. I respond with power. Drop it in the comments if you're ready to stop chasing emotion and start mastering control. Number 2. Emotional detachment. True strength is not found in emotion. It's found in control. Emotional detachment isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about staying composed when everyone else is falling apart. The moment your emotions start leading your actions, you've already given your power away. Most people think reacting fast makes them strong, but in truth, it makes them easy to predict. The calm one always wins because calmness isn't weakness, it's awareness. Machiavelli once said, "He who rules emotion rules the game," and that single idea separates those who survive from those who break. The one who can stay silent when provoked, patient when tested, and steady when challenged becomes unshakable. Detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop letting feelings decide your direction. It gives you space to see clearly when emotion blinds everyone else. People who can't control anger get manipulated. People who can't control excitement get used. People who chase validation lose themselves. Detachment protects you from all three. It's about understanding that emotion is energy, and energy, when mastered, becomes influence. A detached person doesn't react to everything. They read situations, they read people, and they move only when the timing favors them. When someone insults you and you stay silent, they lose power. When someone disrespects you and you walk away, they lose control. That's the quiet victory of detachment, winning without confrontation. You must learn to watch your emotions like passing clouds. Acknowledge them, but never chase them. The moment you can see your anger, sadness, or jealousy from a distance, you've already gained control over it. That's how real discipline feels. Steady, not suppressed. Most people are trapped by emotional noise. Detached people hear the silence beneath it. That's where power lives. Emotional detachment also frees you from needing approval. You stop caring who likes you, who supports you, or who doubts you. You realize your value doesn't need validation. It needs direction. When you stop reacting, you start leading. People become cautious around you because they can't predict your next move. That unpredictability is strength. It keeps you mysterious, respected, and in command. Machiavelli believed emotion is a tool, not a master. Something to use, not something to serve. You can feel passion, but let logic guide where that passion goes. You can care deeply, but not cling blindly. Detachment gives you balance, emotion with control, empathy with boundaries, strength without noise. When the world expects chaos, your calm becomes intimidating. When others rush, you pause. When others lose focus, you calculate. That's what makes you powerful. So say this with me: I feel deeply, but act wisely. Drop it in the comments if you choose control over reaction and clarity over chaos. Number 3. Information control. Power doesn't need noise. It thrives in silence. The most powerful minds in history understood one rule: never let the world read you too easily. Most people lose influence not because they're foolish, but because they speak without strategy. Every word you share gives away a fragment of your thoughts, your fears, your plans, your weaknesses. The truly intelligent know that silence is their shield. They don't reveal their next move. They don't explain their intentions, and they never let emotions leak through words. Machiavelli once said, "Never reveal the depth of your mind." Mystery breeds power. When people can't predict you, they can't prepare against you. That's how real control begins, by mastering the art of selective communication. You don't have to lie to stay powerful. You just have to learn the value of restraint. The more people know about you, the more they can use it against you. So let them guess. Let them assume. Let them build stories in their heads while you stay 2 steps ahead in silence. Every great strategist, from kings to negotiators, understood the importance of keeping information limited. A calm face hides the sharpest mind. The moment you start explaining too much, you lose the mystery that gives you leverage. Information is a form of currency. You don't give it away freely. You trade it only when it brings something of value in return. Share enough to connect, but never enough to be controlled. The less people know about your intentions, the more power you hold over how they perceive you. Even your silence can speak louder than any word, because silence forces others to interpret. And in those interpretations, they reveal more about themselves than you ever reveal about you. In the modern world, everyone wants to show, post, and explain everything, but exposure kills advantage. The more people see, the less they fear. Keep a part of yourself private. Your next move, your real thoughts, your deeper motives. That's not deceit, that's strategy. Speak only when it adds power, not when it satisfies ego. A quiet person in a loud room becomes magnetic because mystery draws curiosity, and curiosity creates control. People respect what they can't fully understand. Information control also means guarding what you absorb. Be careful who you listen to, what you consume, and which opinions you allow to shape your mind. Noise is the enemy of clarity. The fewer voices you entertain, the stronger your focus becomes. Machiavelli believed those who master what they reveal shape their destiny. Protect your mind like a fortress. Let your silence be your armor, and your results be your language. Remember, mystery isn't distance, it's discipline. Say this with me: I speak little, I know much, and I reveal nothing. Drop that in the comments if you're ready to protect your power through silence. Number 4. Reading human nature. Reading human nature is about seeing the hidden layers of reality. The smartest people aren't the ones who know the most facts. They're the ones who understand people. Faces change, trends change, technology evolves, but the core of human nature never does. Fear, ego, greed, and desire, these 4 forces rule everything humans do. Every decision, betrayal, and alliance comes from one of them. Machiavelli once said, "He who understands human nature never loses control." When you can read these forces, you gain invisible power. Every action people take comes from one of 3 motives: to gain something, to protect something, or to hide something. If you pay close attention, you'll see these motives everywhere. The way someone looks at you while talking reveals what they want. The way they talk about others exposes what they fear. People reveal themselves in the smallest moments: how they treat waiters, how they act when ignored, how they behave when they think no one is watching. The dangerously smart person observes all of this. They know truth hides in behavior, not in words. You don't have to be suspicious. You have to be observant. Once you understand what drives people, you can predict their next move. That's real intelligence. You'll know when kindness is genuine and when it's manipulation. You'll sense fake confidence, and you'll see the difference between silence that shows strength and silence that hides fear. Reading people is like learning a secret language, one that reveals what words try to hide. Don't just listen to what people say. Listen to what they avoid saying. Watch their eyes when certain topics come up, their hands when they lie, their tone when they're nervous. The body never lies. Most people never learn this because they're too busy talking, but once you master observation, you'll realize everyone wears a mask, and no one can wear it perfectly all the time. The cracks always show, and that's where the truth lives. When you learn to see those cracks, you stop being manipulated. You stop falling for charm or emotion. You recognize motives before they turn into actions. That's why truly intelligent people rarely argue. They already know how the story ends. Machiavelli believed that human nature is the most predictable force on earth. Once you understand it, you no longer fear it. Start observing quietly. Study motives, not words. See what others ignore. Because once you do, you'll never be surprised again. Say this with me: I see deeper, I read faster, and I stay ahead. Drop it in the comments if you're ready to master the art of reading people. Number 5. The power of subtle influence. Real influence isn't about force, it's about direction. The strongest minds never push people. They guide them quietly until others believe it was their own idea. That's how power works in real life. When you force someone, they resist. When you shape their thoughts slowly, they follow willingly. Machiavelli once said, "Make them think it was their choice, and you'll own their loyalty." People love to feel in control, and the one who gives them that illusion controls them without effort. To master subtle influence, you must understand what people value most: attention, validation, and a sense of importance. When you make someone feel understood, they lower their defenses. When you make them feel clever, they stop questioning your intentions. Influence starts with observation. You learn their dreams, their insecurities, their ego. You listen more than you speak, and when you finally speak, you say what aligns with their desires. That's how leaders, negotiators, and even manipulators move people, not through pressure, but through perception. The dangerous thinker doesn't argue. They plant ideas like seeds and let time make them grow. You can guide someone's decision without ever giving a direct order. You simply create an environment where your desired outcome feels natural. When someone believes they chose it themselves, they'll defend it more strongly than if you told them to. That's the beauty of silent control. You never fight resistance. You redirect it. Think about water. It doesn't crash through obstacles, it flows around them until it shapes the rock. That's subtle power. To use it in real life, start with tone and timing. The way you say something is often more powerful than what you say. Speak calmly, never emotionally. Influence dies when you show desperation. The moment people sense you need their agreement, you lose your advantage. Always act like you already know the outcome. Confidence makes people follow. Neediness makes them doubt. Influence also depends on energy. People mirror emotions. If you stay grounded, others fall into your rhythm. That's why calmness is not weakness. It's a tool. Your calm presence can dominate a room without you saying a word. Machiavelli understood that people are predictable when you know what they want. When you learn how to align their wants with your vision, you don't control them, you guide them. Influence is not loud, it's surgical. It's the art of making your thoughts live inside another person's mind without them realizing it. Practice speaking less, listening more, and moving with intention. Every word, every silence, every look can shift the direction of a conversation. Say this with me. I guide quietly. I move purposefully. I lead without force. Drop it in the comments if you're ready to master silent influence. Number 6. The art of timing. Every move in life depends on timing. You can have the best plan, the right words, and the strongest drive, but if you act at the wrong moment, everything falls apart. Timing separates the impulsive from the powerful. The dangerously smart person knows that waiting is not weakness, it's preparation. They understand that silence before action creates impact. Machiavelli once said, "Timing decides the fate of kings." You can't force moments, you have to feel them. The world runs on rhythm. People, opportunities, and emotions all move in cycles. When you learn to read that rhythm, you stop chasing and start predicting. The mistake most people make is thinking more action equals more progress. They rush into situations without studying them, trying to prove something instead of preparing for something. But the one who observes quietly knows that patience is part of the strike. Think of a lion. It doesn't attack every time it sees prey. It waits for the exact moment when the target is within reach and unaware. That's how you should move. Slow, measured, precise. The wise don't rush into arguments, investments, or emotions. They know timing gives words more power and actions more meaning. When you act too early, no one is ready to listen. When you act too late, the chance is gone. But when you move exactly at the right time, even a small step changes everything. Timing is also about knowing when to stay silent. Silence often creates more pressure than words. When people expect you to react and you don't, they start to reveal themselves. Your restraint makes them uncomfortable, and in that space, you see their truth. The art of timing also means knowing when to end things. A friendship, a fight, a deal, a dream. Holding on too long weakens you. Letting go at the right time frees you. Every great strategist understands that time is a weapon. The patient player always wins over the emotional one. The more you master timing, the more control you have. You begin to sense when to speak, when to walk away, when to attack, and when to disappear. The key is to watch patterns, how people react, how situations evolve, how energy shifts. Those patterns tell you when your move will matter. Machiavelli believed that fortune belongs to those who act with precision, not speed. Life rewards those who wait for alignment, not those who act out of anxiety. So slow down, observe longer, and strike only once, but with full force. Never waste energy on moments that aren't ready for you. Say this with me. I wait, I watch, I strike with precision. Drop it in the comments if you're ready to master timing like a strategist. Number 7. Becoming dangerously smart. Becoming dangerously smart is about turning knowledge into power and emotion into control. It's not about acting intelligent, it's about living with strategy. You must train your mind to see the world like a chessboard where every person, opportunity, and challenge is a move waiting to be made. Most people think intelligence means knowing everything. It doesn't. Real intelligence is knowing what matters, when to act, and when to stay still. Machiavelli once said, "The clever appear ordinary until they win." That means your power grows in silence, not in noise. The moment you start trying to prove how smart you are, you lose control. Let others talk. You observe. Let others rush. You wait. The smartest ones don't compete openly. They plan quietly. Every conversation, every reaction, every silence becomes part of your strategy. You must learn to use observation like a weapon. The more you understand people, the easier it becomes to stay ahead of them. Don't show your full potential. Keep part of your ability unseen because mystery protects you. People can't destroy what they can't predict. Being dangerously smart also means staying emotionally neutral. You don't get dragged into drama, you don't fight every insult, and you don't seek approval. You stay calm when others panic. That calmness creates power because chaos exposes weakness. When everyone is losing control, your silence becomes authority. You must also learn to control information. Don't share your every move, your next goal, or your private thoughts. The less people know, the stronger your position. Speak only when there's value in speaking. Use words like currency. Spend them where they bring you something back. Every sentence should have purpose. Don't try to win every argument. Instead, position yourself so you never need to argue. Let results speak. The dangerously smart person focuses on positioning, not attention. They plan 3 steps ahead and let others think they're lucky. But luck is just preparation meeting opportunity. To stay sharp, train your mind daily. Read, think, and question everything. Challenge your assumptions. Learn from people's mistakes and never repeat them. Study behavior, not words. Learn to read the energy in a room. Know when to act invisible and when to strike hard. You win not by reacting faster, but by thinking deeper. Machiavelli believed power belongs to those who plan in silence and execute with precision. Stop explaining yourself. Stop trying to be understood. The world respects results, not explanations. Every action, every silence, every choice should serve a bigger strategy. Say this with me. I move in silence. I think with clarity, and I win with precision. Drop it in the comments if you're ready to become dangerously smart. Remember this, power is not about being the loudest, the fastest, or the most visible. True power comes from control, clarity, and knowing when to act and when to pause. Every situation is a test of your calm, your focus, and your ability to read what others cannot. Most people live on impulse. They react, they chase attention, they give away their advantage without even realizing it. The dangerously smart person does the opposite. They move with strategy, they protect their intentions, and they observe while others rush. Every action is deliberate, every word is measured, every silence has meaning. You can't control the world, but you can control yourself, your reactions, your energy, your focus. That is where true influence begins. Machiavelli believed the clever appear ordinary until the moment they strike, and that is exactly what you must learn. To be unnoticed, underestimated, and then unstoppable. Your mind is your greatest weapon. Protect it, sharpen it, use it quietly and wisely. You don't need approval, validation, or praise. You need results, strategy, and precision. Let others reveal their intentions while you stay steps ahead. Let them show their weaknesses while you maintain strength. If you commit to mastering this mindset, you will never be caught off guard. You will move like water, calm, invisible, yet impossible to stop. So here's my challenge. Like this video, share it with someone who needs this lesson, subscribe to level up your mindset, and drop in the comments. I move with strategy. I act with power. Start today. Start now. Your mind is the battlefield, and this is your moment.